In our natural world, there are many different absolutes in our life. One of the greatest absolutes of our life is death. So, death in writing is a very powerful tool in general. Towards its audience on a personal level, the audience is taught um, their own mortality through death. The killing off of a character could teach them how fragile their own lives are, or that their lives should be taken more seriously. They should make the most of what little time they have. Now, death in the comic spectrum, such as this right here, the death of Superman, has been used over and over again to the point where it seems almost redundant to kill off a character because you know they're going to come back again. This is the death of Superman 75. This is the death of Superman, or Superman 75. It covers the entire, it's one issue in the entire run of the death of Superman, the funeral for a friend, the reign, and the return. I'm going to be covering the death of Superman today. Probably the most well-known arc of that story. And honestly, arguably, I think one of the most influential comics of all time. Now, the story alone is actually very simple. It's basically, there's a monster that's way too big and way too powerful for Superman to fight on his own, but because of his endeavor to help and save people, it finally bests him and he dies in battle, while also having more of a heroic death. He saves the people of Metropolis, and no one really gets hurt because of him, because of his awesome sacrifice. Now, that story was incredibly simple. It took me 20 seconds to tell you that story. There really is nothing to really go about with the story. It's very simple, but the artists and the authors know that. So what they focus on is showing awesome, violent battle. It is great. It is so good. The Death of Superman spans only 4 issues. Each issue is artistically designed in such a way the audience, while they're reading it, feels more and more trapped and more panicked. Obviously, it's called The Death of Superman. They know Superman's going to die, but it almost comes as a shock. It's like, man, Superman can really do this if he works hard enough. Or it's like, man, the end is really coming. I feel something bad is about to happen. There's some good documentaries you can watch on it. I saw one that's really cool. Basically, from issues 1 to 4, they start from having 4 panels to having 3, to having 2, and then 1. The final issue, this issue right here, only has 1 panel per page, showing how serious and intense the circumstances are. Now, Death of Superman. Let's start with the art style. Art style is amazing. I think this is the best rendition of style of Superman I've ever seen, minus Alex Ross. Besides Alex Ross, Dan Jurgens as Superman is amazing. I legit can't get enough of it. Mullet Superman, a peak. Mwah. I'm gonna get a mullet now. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But it's amazing, and I wish there was more of it. We kind of lost that style of art nowadays. Now it's a lot different now. But regardless, a very, very good story. Very, very good art style. The story, I am gonna say 7 out of 10. Like I said, there's not really a lot to go off of with the substance. It doesn't really make you think. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna watch these 2 guys duke it out. It's good. It's like watching a UFC match, you know. And if you like that type of stuff, on top of the fact that you're saying goodbye to a good superhero, this is what it's supposed to be. It's a really big deal. But let's talk about the cultural impact of this story. People don't really understand how big of a deal this is. A Superman has died in the past, but they turned this into an entire event that even mainstream media was getting a hold of. Let's talk about collectibles. I love collecting this type of stuff right here because, number one, if you're above the age of 40, you know what this is. This is one of the black bags that came with issue 75 of Death of Superman. I'll show a little bit more about it later, but this is a really big deal. For instance, my dad, who was in his teens at the time, bought this when it came out. My dad doesn't read comics that much, at all. So this is a really big deal. If you can get him to go and purchase a comic book over the Death of Superman, that's a really big deal. Superman's dead. The whole world was waiting to see this issue come out. Pretty big deal. But that's the good, I would say. The fun, I love seeing the cultural impact back in the day. It was so interesting. Now, in writing, in our modern pop culture geist, it is so redundant to see them redo a character, kill him off, and bring him back in some miraculous way. I love the death of Superman. But consequentially, we've opened the Pandora's box to kill off every freaking character they can think of. Okay? Like Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man. Hey, guess what? There's an alternate timeline. We can bring them back. It's okay. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It makes me like lose my imagination when they're like, well, who even cares anymore if they're just going to come back anyway? It makes me not feel any stakes are involved whenever the character just comes back miraculously. Every time they've tried to show Death of Superman in theaters, it sucked. Batman vs Superman did this. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. And then they had him come back in the Justice League, and I didn't feel like there were any stakes involved because they just brought Superman back the next movie. Like they had no time to mourn. They had no time to even like talk about the death of Superman. But the Snyderverse is a whole can of worms to begin with. Regardless, I think this is probably one of the most influential, both good and bad, in the world of pop culture and comic books. But still, there's a lot to be said about this. A lot that can be said more. But at the end of the day, it's do that I enjoy or not. And I gotta say I did. It was good. If you want to get into Superman, this is where I would recommend you guys go to. Maybe after read a couple more, but this is a really good recommendation. But yeah, overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. And that, I'd be said, Toad out.
1, 2, 3.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to make more content. I'm thinking about perhaps a character review on Flash Gordon, maybe Animal Man, and perhaps some other stuff too. Like I'm thinking about some more Batman reviews. Green Lantern's coming up. Green Lantern show's coming out. I gotta make a review on it. So stay tuned, and I'll make sure to have those around. Just please like, comment, subscribe. I love the engagement. I want to talk to you guys. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on Superman and other stuff as well. I also I do Minecraft videos sometimes too. So stay tuned when I do live Minecraft. But with that being said, thank you guys so much. I'll see you later.